Well, good Monday afternoon to you, East Texas. I'm KTRE First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Lozak alongside you. We're jumping into programming right now because we have a tornado warning that's been issued until 3 o'clock, which is about 15 minutes from right now. And this goes for extreme northeastern Tyler County and also northern Jasper County here in deep East Texas. And again, this is for the area highlighted in the red polygon. And this is because of a radar-indicated tornado that has formed here just along and north of Highway 190 near the town of Town Bluff. So again, there's the warning until 3 o'clock. So it does include multiple counties here. And we're concerned not necessarily with what's up here. This is just rain and thunderstorms. The rotation is down here. And because there's been some tight rotation being detected by First Alert radar, that is what's prompted the warning along with the National Weather Service out of Lake Charles. So again, if you're near Steinhagen Reservoir, that's this body of water. We have high resolution mapping now, so this is the lake. If anybody's on the north end of Steinhagen Lake or right along the Tyler-Jasper County line, they need to be in their safe place because the rotation is right in this area, just west of the lake and along and north of Highway 190. And if we switch over and look at our storm relative velocity, which are basically the winds going toward and away from the radar site, you see where we have the red and green couplet? That's a pretty pronounced couplet. And again, this is right on the northern edge of the Steinhagen Lake Reservoir, which borders the Tyler-Jasper County line. So here's FM 2799. You can see it runs from just west of Jasper off to the northwest. If you know of anybody along FM 2799 or anywhere here in northwestern Jasper County, they need to be in their safe place right now because you're not going to see a tornado likely coming because it's going to be wrapped in rain. We call this a low-top supercell. But because there's not a lot of instability in the atmosphere, there's a lot of rain coming down. So you're probably not going to see this tornado like you would if you were in the plains. So again, there's the rotation. You can see we've got the couplets matching up. They're right on top of each other, which means you've got winds going toward the radar and away from the radar. So right here, you've got winds going away. Here, they're going toward. You get a counterclockwise rotation. And that is what we're seeing right now move into northwestern portions of Jasper County. So here's the latest storm track. Again, this storm moving off to the northeast at 35. The rotation part is obviously what we're most interested in. That should take this to Beech Grove School by 2:51, Westlake Church at 2:58, Collins 3:06, Horton at 3:10, Browndale, which is again right along Highway 96 there north of Jasper. You're looking at an estimated arrival time of this rotating thunderstorm right around 3:13, 3:17 at Low Cemetery, and 3:19 over in McElroy. So again, these are some towns. If you're near these towns, perhaps there's some landmarks here as well that we try to pick up on. Again, you need to be in your safe place right now. Again, here's the Beech Grove School. And so if you're there, make sure the kids are in their safe spot right now. The rotation is just lurking to your west, lifting off to the northeast. So maybe it bypasses you, but you're still in that polygon or within that polygon. So you need to certainly be in your safe place. RSA Tower Cam is showing rain at the present time. We did have some thunderstorms roll through Nacogdoches earlier today. But again, what we're focusing on now is this tornado warning that's in effect for the far northeastern part of Tyler County, really more, I would say now, for northwestern Jasper County. And you'll see that Highway FM 2799 and 63 are the main areas that are included in this. And what I'm going to do now is check and see if there's any update on this particular tornado warning. We haven't had any updates on this yet. I will note that if you've noticed, the polygon has reoriented itself just a tad here. It was in effect for northeastern Tyler County. So now that the rotation is moving out of the county, notice they've totally retraced the polygon. So this is mainly for the northern portions of Jasper County going until 3 o'clock. And we'll see whether or not this gets extended, not only in time, but expanded as well, maybe to go further downstream, include maybe areas around southern San Augustine or southern Sabine County. So here's Highway 96. Browndale's up here. So Browndale and Brooklyn are in the warning for this particular storm, even though it's still about probably 20 miles away from you because it's this rotation here that's moving kind of toward a beeline toward this general area here over the area. So again, we're talking areas along Highway 63 and north that need to be in their safe place at the present time. Here's the latest velocity scan, and you can see here we still have a pretty strong couplet in the latest scan here. The red and the greens coming together like this that is not a good sign because that means we have strong rotation within this thunderstorm. And although nothing has been confirmed yet, when we start seeing these radar signatures like what we're seeing right now on First Alert Radar Network, that's usually a good sign that there's at least a mid-level rotation and it could possibly be reaching down to the surface, which is why if you're in northern Jasper County, you probably got the alert on our First Alert Weather app and you need to be seeking shelter. So again, here are some storms. I'm going to clear this off 1 second and go back to the weather monitors in our storm lab and make sure I give a revised, updated track on this, because I do think it's important here. And you're going to see me now pop up in a window. So I'm still with you guys. I'm just going over to control the tabs a little bit easier here as I get off the green screen. So what I'm going to do right now is take a look at the velocity once again. So this thing is looking like it's crossing over Highway 63 right now. So if you know of anybody right along Highway 63 between, say, Zavala, over towards Rockland, down towards Jasper. And again, Jasper's down here. So the tornadic portion of the storm, the rotation, is going to stay north and west of Jasper in this particular case. But Highway 63, if you know of anybody traveling that route, make sure that they get off the road, again, because a possible tornado is going to be crossing that intersection at the present time. So that's where the rotation is. And based on the newest scans, I'm going to put a new projected track on here. Again, moving to the northeast at about 35. So here are the communities that could be impacted. Browndell, again, shortly after 3 o'clock, say at 3:08. McElroy at 3:14. The Pineland Municipal Airport at 3:17. The city of Pineland itself, 3:19, 3:27 in Bronson. Again, this is still probably over a half hour away if it were to make it into Sabine County. But Hemphill, you would be looking at an estimated arrival time of just after 3:30. Fairdale at 3:37, and then 3:41 for you all in Milam, which again is just north of Hemphill in the northern part of the county. And again, this is all based on trajectory, current strength, and also the current path and direction it's taking based on speed and position. So these are just rough estimated times, but I wanted to show this to you because it really gives you a good idea of where this is going and where this could be here, assuming that this storm continues to rotate. I'm looking right now, and I'm not seeing any updates on this warning at the present time. What I will say is that the best chance for severe weather this afternoon, if we are going to get it, and I'm going to go back to our home view here just a second because I want to make sure everybody sees this. But right now we've got the one tornado warning. There's a line of broken showers moving through Nacogdoches, Lufkin, and the Highway 59 corridor. So as you go through the afternoon, the one thing that's kind of limited the overall severity of storms for the most part has been this capper lit on the atmosphere that suppressed the development of the thunderstorms. That's why we're just getting general showers for most areas, which is great news. But in this area, I would say the Sabine National Forest, from Lake Sam Rayburn, Woodville, Jasper, over along the state line. This area I just circled, which includes Broadus, St. Augustine, Milam, Hemphill, the Bronson, Pineland areas that are close to the warning. This is really the area that I think if we are going to see severe weather, it's more primed to happen because the atmosphere here is beginning to get a little bit more unstable. And as that Pacific cold front moves east into the latter part of the day where we have the maximum heating and the atmosphere can destabilize, this is where the storms have a better chance to rotate and or produce some strong wind gusts. So again, it's not like it's a big high-end threat, but it is a threat nonetheless, and we've got the one warning to prove that at the present time. So again, if you're just joining us right now, it is 2:52 on Monday afternoon. We are cutting into programming because of a tornado warning that's for the far northern portions of Jasper County. And as we clear this off here, we'll zoom in for it in case you're just joining us. It is this red polygon. That's the warning. Again, the main storm threat area that does include Browndell and the Rockland communities here and areas right along Highway 63 north and west of Jasper. It does not include the city of Jasper, even though this is in Jasper County. This is just to the north of the city of Jasper. And basically from the, I would say right along the Natchez River line, southern end of Lake Sam Rayburn down towards the south along Highway 63. That's where the tornado warning is right now. And I'm going to go ahead and throw up the warning details here because This goes until 3 o'clock, so we've got about another 7 minutes on this warning. The rotation, as you can see here by a shear marker, see where it says early and you see this counterclockwise rotation? That's really where the rotation with the possible tornado would be located. It would not be up here where you see all the rain and thunderstorms. The actual rotation with this possible tornado is going to be right here, crossing over Highway 63 as we speak, and again lifting off in this northeasterly direction, which is why, if you notice the shape of the polygon, Browndale is included in this warning. So we don't have a lot of communities here right now in the direct path of the storm, at least within the next 5 to 10 minutes, but we certainly will have some if it holds together here coming up in, say, the next half hour or so, as we showed you with our storm track. But again, this warning goes into effect until 3 o'clock, and this is why. If you've noticed here, latest velocity scans, that rotation of possible tornado is passing over Highway 63 right now. So it's probably somewhere like right in here. Where you've got the green and reds coming together, you get this little couplet where the winds are shifting direction rapidly. And that's usually when we look at storm relative velocity, the wind's going toward and away from the radar. This is the sign that we do have some strong rotation. Now, whether or not it's actually touched down at this point, we haven't had any confirmation, but it is certainly something that is a possibility given what we've seen to this point. Okay. Yeah, so right now we're hearing the word the circulation is roughly 7 miles northwest of Jasper, and that makes sense. We're targeting that for you there and moving northeast toward Toledo Bend Dam area. So, yeah. And what I'm going to do too, because we have a lot of landmarks in small towns, sometimes our systems don't pick up on it. I want to make sure that we get in all these communities as best we can. And so I'm going to go ahead and pan over real quick. So I mentioned Browndale. If you're in Browndale, you need to be getting to your safe place. Also, Horton, you're kind of right on the edge of that warning, but I would go ahead as a precaution too and probably be in your safe place as well. Basically, and you'll notice Brooklyn, McElroy, these towns in the very far southern portions of Sabine County are not included, but you need to keep a heads up because I lay odds here, but 3 o'clock, which is just 4 minutes from now, we get a brand new warning that may be extended further downstream. And if it is Brooklyn, McElroy, you will likely be included in that new tornado warning that comes out here at the top of the hour. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. But right now, again, possible tornado is right here to the west of State Highway 96. The circulation is going to be in the general area of right in here. Okay, like I draw a circle there. So it's in the rural portions of northern Jasper County right now, but if it continues on that northeast trajectory, it could be impacting areas around Horton, Browndale, Brooklyn, and the Highway 96 corridor, which of course now we're getting to more towns and higher populated areas. So right now it's over the rural parts of the area. It just crossed State Highway 63 a few minutes ago, and it's moving at a pretty good clip too, at around 35 miles per hour. And we do have a tornado watch out. It does include Polk County. Is that right? Okay. That's good to know. So a tornado watch has been issued for parts of East Texas, and we're waiting until that watch is configured, and we'll show that to you. Again, it looks like the threats for our areas here in deep East Texas are going to be, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be in the far eastern portions of our KTRE viewing area going forward. And that is important to realize. So again, if you're just joining us, there's one tornado warning here that we've been covering now for about 10 to 15 minutes. Northwestern Jasper County, as this storm is approaching Highway 96. As I go back to traditional radar mode, that's what it looks like. It doesn't look overly impressive on radar when you just look at the traditional rain and thunderstorms and the intensity of the rain. There's a little bit of lightning and thunder there. But I will say right now, if you are along and west of Highway 59, you are in the clear from any severe weather this afternoon. The Pacific cold front that we are tracking is right here. So it's getting ready to cross Highway 59 around Nacogdoches and Lufkin. And so once that happens and you get behind the front, you're done with severe weather. The main severe weather risk this afternoon for us is going to be in the Sabine National Forest area over toward Lake Toledo Bend Country. So where we have that white shaded circle, including St. Augustine, say the Bronson, Pineland, Hemp Hill, Milam areas, Fairmount, Fairdale communities over to Lake Sam Rayburn, also Jasper, Burkeville, Newton, and maybe even Woodville, and the Colmanelle areas, Zavala, far southeastern parts of Angelina County near Lake Sam Rayburn Country. That area in the white circle that we just put on there, those of you that live in these areas need to keep your guard up and stay weather alert for, I would say, at least the next 3 to 4 hours, the rest of the afternoon. Once this Pacific cold front that we drew in here for you, once it moves through your area, and it's really this line of showers and storms east of Nacogdoches, east of Lufkin, east of Corrigan, pushing down through Livingston, that's going to be moving east. So it's out ahead of here where we have a little bit more unstable environment, but once this broken line moves through your area, you're in the clear. But until that happens, again, it's our residents and communities in our far eastern counties that will have that severe weather risk for the next 3 to 4 hours this afternoon. So that is what we have right now. I'm looking to see if we've got anything else. Jasper, Newton, Tyler, and Polk counties, and then I think portions of Angelina and Nacogdoches counties are going to be under this new tornado watch that is getting ready to come out at the present time. But so far, we have not heard of any word on the, and Sabine and St. Augustine, Shelby counties are included in this as well. So again, kind of for our eastern counties and communities in Deep East Texas, and that watch will go until 8 o'clock this evening. Although I do think Angelina and Nacogdoches will be likely trimmed from that watch within the next couple of hours as that front's moving through as we speak. So Lufkin and Nacogdoches, I think, are in good shape. Zavala, Huntington, if you're like saying Chirino, Woden areas in eastern Nacogdoches County, Martinsville, up towards, say, Arcadia Center, Shelbyville, those areas in Shelby County too, you still need to keep your guard up. That's why you're under that tornado watch. So what I'm going to do right now is zoom back into this warning and see if I see anything updated. It still looks like we've got some pretty good rotation right there. And again, the polygon is small. It is now 3 o'clock, and I'm waiting to see if we get another, here we go. They just issued another tornado warning, and this goes until 3:15. Radar indicated. So basically, what the Weather Service in Lake Charles did, they just extended this warning now until 3:15. There you can see the new information. Radar indicated. Going to impact around 215 people. And so most of the only community I see that's going to have could take an impact is Browndell, which is right along Highway 96 to the north of Jasper. The storm movement, by the way, is northeast at 35 miles per hour. And again, this is all. And the location was near Ebenezer. So the town of Ebenezer is also very close to the rotation at the present time. So you can see some of these communities we're talking about. And again, I'm going to draw on the rotation in case you're wondering, well, where is that? It's right in here. Let's kind of circle that for you. So this is like kind of the Ebenezer area. You have Browndell, Horton, Collins. I think you're fine. You're not in the warning anyway. But Horton, Browndell, anybody along State Highway 96, which is right here. You can see the black line. This is 96. You need to be in your safe place right now. And again, just to go over that real quickly with you, when we talk about a safe place, I like to show this graphic because it's taking a basic home. It doesn't matter if it's 1 story or 2 story. What you want to do is get to the lowest part of your home. If it's a 2-story home, you get to the first floor. If you're in a 1-story home, then you want to get into that interior windowless room away from windows, right? You want to basically put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. In many cases, we are talking about probably a hall closet, maybe it's a hallway. If you have an interior bathroom that doesn't have windows, that may be the best spot because the pipes and the plumbing go beneath the ground, and that really does serve as a nice anchor point for you. But you don't want to be near the sides of the home and certainly near windows. So again, find that windowless interior room. Hopefully you've already know where that is based on our Project Tornado episodes throughout the years. You kind of talked with your family on where your safe place is, because that's where you need to be right now, is in that interior room away from windows. Basically, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, though that's probably the most well-protected part of your home that's going to offer you the best protection. In some cases, it could be your pantry, your kitchen pantry. In some cases, it could be a hallway. It could be a closet. And so it may not be a room. Maybe it's just an interior hallway or something along those lines. But you know what's best based on your situation. Obviously, we don't have a lot of basements in East Texas just due to the hard soils we have. It's not as conducive. We flood a lot, so the ground's hard, and we just don't have that opportunity. So for most of us, it is going to be in this windowless interior room. But again, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So right now we don't have any more warnings as we take a wide view. We are going to watch these thunderstorms though, and I'm going to put everything on a loop. This is a three-hour loop. And you'll notice, for the most part, these thunderstorms aren't all that robust. We haven't had a lot of lightning in some of these cells, but now we're beginning to see thunderstorms fill in and intensify down here along the Highway 190 corridor between Livingston, the Alabama-Coshada Tribe of Texas, and then over to Woodville. So this is the area we're going to be monitoring, because all this is going to be forming along this Pacific front lifting to the northeast. And again, as our atmosphere destabilizes, we could have a little bit of rotation in some of these storms. And sure enough, you notice our algorithm has the early rotation icon there, and that's representing the rotation that we're seeing with this possible tornado. And again, I want to emphasize, we haven't heard any confirmation of any touchdown from any local management officials, any city officials or storm spotters. This is strictly all based on radar indicated rotation, which is what we can show you. And unfortunately, that's the only thing I can show you from the part of town that we're in. We don't have any tower cams or anything else that can give us visuals close by at the present time. So I haven't done this in a while. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and put on another storm track. And what I'm going to do here is use the storm relative velocity as a base for where the rotation and possible tornado is. So based on where it's located, which is, right in here, here are some new updated estimated arrival times. Actually, let me clear this. I think we just got a new, so we just got a new scan. So notice that rotation now is starting to lift up closer to the Browndale, Brooklyn areas along Highway 96. So if you're in Browndale, Brooklyn, you need to be getting to your safe place. That tornado graphic we just showed you, you know where your safe place is. If kids are at school, maybe getting out of school, keep them there for the time being. I would keep the kids at school. Do not let them out because this rotating thunderstorm is heading in their direction. If you can, keep them in school, which is a very safe place. And hopefully the parents are listening to this as well, streaming this. You may want to hold off on going there for a few minutes because you don't want to be stuck in a carpool line. I would wait this storm out because it's going to be moving through pretty quickly, say in the next 15 minutes. And I think it's worth the wait till we get that circulation through and everything is safe to resume school pickup. So just something I'm thinking about right now is it's 3:07 on a Monday. A lot of schools are getting out during this hour, and that is something to consider thinking about at the present time. So I'm going to go ahead and put the new updated storm track based on the current scans we're getting. So here we go. And here we go. This is a fresh new estimated arrival time for the potential tornado Browndale at 3:14. So we got about 7 more minutes before it possibly hits your area. McElroy at 3:20. The Pineland Municipal Airport, 3:24. The city of Pineland, 3:25. If you're in the Yellow Pine community, which is in southern Sabine County, that's 3:34. Hemp Hill around 3:39 local time. Milam at 3:47 and Clare at 3:53. So again, that's assuming northeast movement at around 35 to 40 miles per hour. That's where the rotation would be approximately. So I'm going to leave that up there for a second. And again, I'm going to maybe be more specific and repeat details because some of you all are streaming and just listen only mode. And it's very important that if you're listening on a radio broadcast or listen only mode, that I'm giving you that information too, because some of you can see the information if you're watching a live stream on East Texas Now or KTRE TV right now, you're getting the graphical information. But if you're just listening, I want to make sure that you also are able to visualize what we are seeing, and by giving you specific information, I feel like that's important as well. So again, the active tornado warning is going until 3:15 local time. It's 3:09 right now. And again, Browndale, this will be at your place around 3:14. McElroy at 3:20. The Pineland Municipal Airport, 3:24. The city of Pineland, right on Highway 96, just north of Browndale, at 3:25. Yellow Pine at 3:34, and Hemp Hill 3:39, followed by Milam at 3:47 and Clare at 3:53. And keep in mind, there may be some towns that we don't always populate, but if you're in or near any of those locations I just mentioned, you need to be in your safe place right now until the warning expires or the storm is passed. And if you'll notice, as I go to traditional radar mode, this is outside of our KTRE viewing area, but there's another tornado warning for rotation. I believe that's eastern Liberty County near Hardin County. Now that's south of our area, but why is that important? Well, because this all is moving to the northeast. So for those of you in the Warren, Hillister, Woodville, Spurger areas there in Tyler County, especially south of Highway 190, you need to keep your guard up because this activity too is going to be tracking in your direction. And you've already had thunderstorms move through today, but some of these now are starting to rotate down south of you, so we'll be keeping our eyes on that. So again, there's the latest polygon that represents the tornado warning. If you are along Highway 63 and south, even though you may be in the warning, you can come out of your safe place because that storm and that rotation is lifted north of your area. Again, Jasper, the city of Jasper is not under the warning. This has been in the northern part of the county. But if you're in southern Sabine County, you need to keep your guard up. There are currently, by the way, no active tornado warnings for Sabine County, but I will say that this current warning is set to expire at 3:15. This will likely get expanded and extended in time, and if that happens, then I would anticipate Pineland, the Yellow Pine communities, maybe Hemp Hill, much of Lake Toledo Bend will be under this new warning if the circulation continues to hold. And right now it looks like it does. Maybe not as well defined, but we're still getting, again, anytime you see the greens and the reds come together, like you see right here, just west of Browndale, there's probably some kind of rotation happening. So right now, if you're in Browndale, Brooklyn, you need to be in your safe place as we speak, because that possible tornado is getting very close to your area at the present time. And right now, the Weather Service in Shreveport says, yeah, they're monitoring it for a possible warning as it enters Sabine County, because once this rotation enters Sabine County, the National Weather Service in Shreveport is responsible for that county. Right now, our warnings are coming from the National Weather Service in Lake Charles, which they service Tyler, Jasper, Newton counties, and the 3 counties we serve here at KTRE in our KTRE viewing area. Once we get up to Sabine, St. Augustine counties, that now shifts to Shreveport's responsibility. So they're kind of monitoring things. They're probably coordinating with Lake Charles, and we'll see what they decide to do here momentarily. But again, this active warning, as you'll see right here, is set to expire at 3:15 local time, which is what, about 3 minutes from right now. Okay. Not seeing any updates on that end. So let's see. I'm going to try to pull something up here real quick. I'm actually talking even though I look frozen, so don't worry about that. Let's see. Severe watches warnings. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually updating a graphic for you live on air. While I told you there was a new tornado watch. So here we go. So yeah. I wanted to show you the tornado watch because I had not showed you that, so I'm updating it now on air. But those counties here in orange, these are the counties under the tornado watch until 8 o'clock. Now, again, I think Angelina, Nacogdoches, and likely Polk counties will be dropped within the next hour or two as that front comes in. So again, those of you in Shelby, St. Augustine, Sabine, Jasper, Newton, and Tyler counties, you are the main ones I think they're going to have the bigger tornado risk and the risk for severe weather this afternoon as the atmosphere destabilizes just a bit in those areas. But again, I want to make sure that you're aware. You see that right now on your screen. The counties highlighted in orange are under the tornado watch until further notice. Okay, so right now the tornado warning has expired for this cell here moving up through Brooklyn and Browndale. I would still say my safe place, but at the time that the rotation is weakened, and Shreveport is telling us that they are not planning on reaching a tornado warning unless the rotation were to deepen a little bit more. So because we have had any reports for the past 30 to 45 minutes, that is a good sign. Hopefully there's no damage, but of course if that happens, we'll let you know. But right now, there are no active tornado warnings, but that very well could change. And again, we're monitoring these cells down here in eastern Liberty, western Hardin counties, south of our KTRE viewing area. But as they lift up towards Woodville and Jasper and this whole area fills in this afternoon, we're going to be watching First Alert radar very closely. And if any warnings do come in, we'll be sure to let you know. In the meantime, with no more active tornado warnings in effect, we'll get you back to programming, but make sure you stay with us because, again, we'll have a lot more in the next 45 minutes. And then, of course, Katie and Andrew will be alongside of you at the top of the hour for East Texas News at 4 with additional updates as well. In the meantime, I'm Brad Lozak. Thanks for tuning in. Be safe and stay with us as we'll keep you updated throughout the afternoon.